Welcome to another episode of the Bug Bite, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we're engineering to win. In today's episode of the Bug Bite, we are going to be diving into the Apple Vision Pros, a bug or some type of issue that could cause your passwords to be leaked. Yes, it can cause your passwords to be leaked. So we're going to be investigating that to see what's going on, all of that good stuff to figure out what's the deal. What is the deal, all right? But before we go any further, do me a big favor. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Do me a bit, help us grow. So like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well as go over to techcoachralph.dev where you can get access to exclusive content that you're not going to find on any other platform. Where, it's I upload the sprint reviews that we do. I upload content about how to find a job. Sometimes we will do a meetup where I'll help someone with some different cloud providers. Like just the other day, we did deploying to Azure. And just different things that we do so that we can help you level up, as well as you can sign up for one-on-one coaching with me, where I will help you get the skills that you need, the technical skills, as well as the career skills, so that you can continue to progress in your career or change careers if that's what you're into, all right? So that's techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today and we will run it up together. But with that being said, let's get into the topic of conversation. We're going to be looking into this Apple Vision Pro and some potential security issues that it may be causing. All right, so let's jump into it. All right, so this article is brought to us by Wired.com, and it was written by Matt Burgess, and it was released September 12th, 2024. So it says Apple Vision Pro's eye tracking exposed what people type. Yes, it's exposing what people type. So the Vision Pro uses 3D avatars to call on calls and for streaming. These researchers used eye tracking to work out the passwords and pins people typed with their avatar. So that sounds a little scary. It does sound a little scary, like that what you're using with your eyes with the avatars is actually telling people what your password is, right? All right, so let's jump into it. So you can tell a lot about someone from their eyes. They can indicate how tired you are, the type of mood you're in, and potentially provide clues about health problems. But your eyes could also leak more secretive information, your passwords, pins, and messages you type. Today, a group of 6 computer scientists are revealing a new attack against Apple Vision Pro mixed reality headset where exposed eye tracking data allowed them to decipher what people entered on the device's virtual keyboard. The attack, dubbed Gazeploit and shared exclusively with Wired, allowed the researchers to successfully reconstruct passwords, pins, and messages people typed with their eyes. Based on the direction of the eye movement, the hacker can determine which key the victim is now typing, says Hanku Wang, one of the leading researchers involved in the work. They identified the correct letters people typed in passwords 77% of the time within 5 guesses and 92% of the time in messages. To be clear, the researchers did not gain access to the Apple's headset to see what they were viewing. Instead, they worked out what people were typing by remotely analyzing the eye movement of a virtual avatar created by the Vision Pro. This avatar can be used in Zoom calls, Teams, Slack, Reddit, Tinder. What are you typing on Tinder? Twitter, Skype, and FaceTime. Did you guys know Skype still exists? I had no idea that Skype was still around, all right? The researchers alerted Apple to the vulnerability in April, and the company issued a patch to stop the potential for data to leak at the end of July. It is the first attack to exploit people's gaze data in this way, the researchers say. The finding undermines how people's biometric data, information, and measurements about your body can expose sensitive information and be used as part of the burgeoning surveillance industry. That is kind of tricky. I'll tell you, that is kind of tricky to see. And we're going to watch. Let's watch a quick little demo of what is going on here, the gaze ploit. So I'm going to switch over here so we can watch this video. So let's see what's going on in this video with how the eye movement of the avatar can lead to the the exploit, all right? So it looks like based on what the avatar is looking at, the attacker had the attacker has maybe some sort of digital view to reconstruct what is being typed on by looking at the keys. That's what it looks like to me. But let's get back to the article. So I Spy. Your eyes are your mouse when using the Vision Pro. When typing, you look at a virtual keyboard that hovers around and can be moved and resized. When you're looking at the right letter, tapping two fingers together works as a click. What you do stays within the headset, but if you want to jump on a quick Zoom call, a Zoom, FaceTime, some friends, or live stream, you'll likely end up using a persona, the sort of ghostly 3D avatar the Vision Pro creates by scanning your face. These technologies can inadvertently expose critical facial biometrics, including eye tracking data, through video calls where the user's virtual avatar mirrors their eye movements. The researchers write in a preprint paper detailing their findings. Wang says the work relies on two biometrics that can be extracted from recordings of a persona: the eye aspect ratio, ear, and eye gaze estimation, as well as Wang. The research was also completed by Siki Da, Max Panoff, and Shu Wang from the University of Florida, Hao Shang from the blockchain security company Surtech, and Zaho Zhan from Texas Tech University. The gaze ploit attacks. The gaze ploit attack consists of two parts, says Zhan. One of the lead researchers. First, the researchers created a way to identify when someone wearing the Vision Pro is typing by analyzing the 3D avatar they are sharing. For this, they trained a recurrent neural network, a type of deep learning model, with recordings of 30 people's avatar while they completed a variety of typing tasks. Right. So, I mean, this exploit, while it is a valid exploit that can share a lot of like sensitive information, it seems like it takes a lot of work to be able to actually successfully get that out of it. I mean, hackers have all types of stuff, so it might totally be possible, which they proved, right? It says when someone is typing using the Vision Pro, their gaze fixates on the key they're likely to press. The researchers say before quickly moving to the next key. When we are typing, our gaze will show some regular patterns. Wang says these patterns are more common during typing than if someone is browsing a website or watching a video while wearing the headset. During tasks like gaze typing, the frequency of your eye blink decreases because you are more focused, Wang says. In short, looking at the QWERTY keyboard and moving between the letters is pretty distinct behavior. The second part of the research, Zhang explains, uses geometric calculations to work out where someone has positioned the keyboard and the size they've made it. The only requirements is that as long as we get enough gaze information that can accurately recover the keyboard, then all following keystrokes can be detected, right? So it takes some work to do it. Definitely takes some work to do it, but it is possible. And I do think that it's a good thing that Apple patched this up, because what if it falls into the wrong hands and now all types of sensitive data is being leaked? A good and maybe bad thing, depending on who's looking and on whose perspective, is that the Apple Vision Pro is super, super expensive. So it's possible that most people that it would affect in a negative way, they cannot really afford it at this time yet. But but still, getting it patched up is very, very important. Let's see if there's anything else in this article. Yep, there is. So, combining these two elements, they were able to predict the keys someone was likely to be typing. In a series of lab tests, they didn't have any knowledge of the victim's typing habits, speed, or know where the keyboard was placed. However, the researchers could predict the correct letters typed in a maximum of 5 guesses with 92.1% accuracy in messages, 77% of the time for passwords, 73% of the time for pins, and 86.1% of occasions for emails, URLs, and web pages. On the first guess, the letters would be right between 35 to 59% of the time, depending on what kind of information they were trying to work out. Duplicate letters and typos add extra challenges. So makes total sense. But that's why it is also very, very important to have two-factor authentication enabled or multi-factor authentication enabled, because this will help stop, because they might get access to your password, but they might not have access to doing the two-factor authentication. And it's another good thing is if it takes X amount of times, a lot of very sensitive like websites or applications with a lot of sensitive information, they will block your access if you get it wrong after like 3 times. So it depends on how they configure it, right? But it is very you have to be very careful. So it's very powerful to know where someone is looking, says Alexandra Paputaski, an associate professor of computer science at Pomona College, who has studied eye tracking for years and reviewed the gaze ploy research for Wired. I'll say that Miss Alexandra says the work stands out as it Miss Alexandra says the work stands out as it only relies on the video feed of someone's persona, making it more realistic space for an attack to happen when compared to a hacker getting hands on with someone's headset and trying to access the eye tracking data. Exactly. So that's where it's dangerous, because you don't actually need their headset to figure this information out. You just have to look at where their avatar is looking. The fact that now someone, just by streaming their persona, could expose potentially what they're doing is where the vulnerability becomes a lot more critical. While the attack was created in lab settings and hasn't been used against anyone using personas in the real world, the researchers say there are ways hackers could have abused the data leakage. They say, theoretically at least, a criminal could share a file with a victim during a Zoom call, resulting in them logging in to, say, a Google or Microsoft account. The attacker could then record the persona while their target logs in and uses the attack method to recover their password and access to their account. So, are there any fixes to this gaze ploit, right? To this gaze exploit. So, quick fixes. The gaze ploit researchers reported their findings to Apple in April and subsequently sent the company their proof of concept code so the attack could be replicated. Apple fixed a flaw in the Vision Pro software update at the end of July, which stops the sharing of persona if someone is using the virtual keyboard. Interesting. That is pretty interesting to do. What if you want to share your keyboard though? I don't know. An Apple spokesperson confirmed the company fixed the vulnerability, saying it was addressed in the Vision OS 1.3. The company's software update notes do not mention the fix, but it is detailed in the company's security specific note. The researchers say Apple assigned CVE 2024 4865 for the vulnerability and recommended people download the latest software updates. The research highlights how people's personal data can be inadvertently leaked or exposed. Very, very true. At least, like, there's so many little different things that can happen that can leak your data. So it is very good that these researchers did point this out, and then they reported it to Apple, which Apple fixed it as they had, like, when it became available for them to fix it. In recent years, police have extracted fingerprints from photographs posted online. Oh my God, they've extracted fingerprints from, I never heard of that. They've extracted fingerprints from photographs posted online and identified people by the way they walk in CCTV footage. That is crazy. The law enforcement have also started testing Vision Pros as part of their surveillance effort. These privacy and surveillance concerns are likely to become more pressing as wearable technology becomes smaller, cheaper, and able to capture more information about people. And you see how, like, now law enforcement agencies are using, like, the Ring doorbell and things of that nature to be able to help solve crimes and things like that. So let's see. As wearables like glasses, XR, and smartwatches become a more integrated into everyday life, users often overlook how much information these devices can collect about their activities and intentions and associated privacy risks, says Cheng Zhang, a assistant professor at Cornell University who also reviewed the Vision Pro's research at Wired's request. Zhang's work has involved creating wearables to help interpret human behavior. This paper clearly demonstrates one specific risk with gaze typing, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, Zhang says. While these technologies are developed for positive purposes and applications, we also need to be aware of the privacy implications and start taking measures to mitigate potential risk for the future generation of everyday wearables. All right. So that is the article update. There was an update following publication. Apple directed Wired to a security note where the Vision Pro fix is mentioned. We updated the story. Oh, so we read that. All right, awesome. Let's go back to full screen. So let me know what you thought about that. It was, I think it was very informative. It's like all of the Apple Vision Pro came out earlier this year. We haven't really heard too much about it, but we are hearing about a first vulnerability that is being reported, but it's also been fixed. So, it doesn't seem like anybody was actually harmed by this, thank goodness. But very informative nonetheless. Shout out to the researchers who figured this thing out, and they informed Apple so Apple could get it fixed. That is always very helpful. But yeah, that's about it. That is about it. Let me know what you think about this article. Have you used Apple Vision Pro before? Do you own an Apple Vision Pro? I'm curious to know. Would this worry you from not using the Apple Vision Pro, knowing by what you were typing it could be exposed in very it takes a little bit of effort. It's not like that's super easy to do, but it's possible. And once it's possible, anything can happen. All right. With that being said, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and for helping the channel grow and for supporting us. If you haven't done so already, do me a big favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go over to techcoachrob.dev. Sign up today. We have exclusive content where I share smart reviews. I share learning tips, job searching tips, a whole bunch of information, as well as have the opportunity to get one-on-one coaching where you can join the coaching group and we work on applications so that we can get you ready for the workforce. All right. That is my goal, to help you so you can be prepared, help you look for jobs, all that stuff, right? That is what we do at techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today and let's run it up together. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your Friday and you have a even better weekend. This is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.